Hi guys, welcome to today's video, which is on the diorama that we've got here, which is a remote control car garage. This is 1/10 scale if you are interested in what size it is, so it is substantially big. I will get a Hot Wheels car now just to demonstrate the size scale of what this is compared to a Hot Wheels car, probably because that's something that most people will be familiar with. So, for example, Hot Wheels car here, just your normal Nissan 350Z. That is that next to the car there. So as you can tell, it is substantially quite a big bit of kit. I usually keep this up on top of my wardrobe. That is this garage section here, not everything will do the random bits. So it's quite dusty and stuff, but I haven't cleaned it because it kind of gives it that aesthetic that it's like an abandoned garage, which is kind of the look that I've kind of let it get to. Slash, I think adds a nice aesthetic, especially with the Japanesey stuff in it as well. It kind of gives it like I said, like the abandoned look, which I think is cool and adds to the whole scenery. Let's try and move it there. But yeah, this garage itself is one that you can buy on eBay. Not sure if you can still buy it, but I've had this for maybe, I don't know, this is a guess, probably like 3 or 4 years possibly. And I don't think I've actually done a video on the garage itself. I know I did one with stuff in it a long time ago when I used to do remote control car videos, but I don't think it was ever painted in them videos, because I painted this ages ago as well. I just haven't done any videos on it. Kind of just moved on from the sort of remote control car stuff in terms of filming it. I've still sort of messed around with them, still played with them and that, but just haven't really documented any of that. So I thought I'd sort of recap that now, really, I guess, to sort of show you that it's still here and the cars are still here and all that sort of stuff. This is the original shell that I used to do all my videos on with back in the day, like ages ago. Still the exact same shell. This isn't the same car underneath though. Still got the car. That one's upstairs out the way. Still works and everything like that, but just moved on to a slightly better chassis really. A lot of power in this one as well, so it's like brushless motor and all that, which I'll quickly show you all that after we had a quick look around all the garage and stuff. Got these really cool Workmeister S1 wheels on it as well. It's the only ones that I can afford really in terms of Workmeisters in my life, because they are very expensive. But RC ones are obviously affordable. They're like £15 for a pair of two or whatever, so in the budget, as I would like to say. But looking at the actual garage itself, I mean, can't remember price on there on what it costs. That's even if you can buy these anymore. But they used to come in like 3 different sizes. This, I think, was the smallest one. Actually, I think there might be 2 sizes. There's this one, then there's like a really big one which fit like a fleet of cars in, but I mean this one's already pretty huge, like that's a hand on the car, which it's hopefully the Hot Wheels car gives you a good size sort of thing, so you need quite a lot of space for this one, let alone a big one. But when it's painted up, it's pretty cool. I mean, I went with the two-tone sort of thing, so you got like the brick. It's not amazingly painted. I think like young teenage Lucas painted this, but I probably won't be able to do a better job now either, to be fair. I'm not amazing at painting, as you all probably know, or don't know, but now you do know. But sticker packs as well, they all like stuff off eBay as well, which were like those little 1/10 scale diorama stickers, which just kind of had like little sponsorship things that look cool. Just adds to like the garage aesthetics, and like a big gas monkey sticker on the wall. Just all little things like that, which I think add to the whole look. And then just other random bits that I've acquired over the years, I suppose. We'll move the car out of the way just so you can have a look at the actual garage before we have a look at the car. Yeah, so just rob the car forward out of the way. Back to the Future bumper. That one was from like one of them. They do like them, I'm sure you've probably seen them before, where they do like, they build the car over each week, you get a part for it and all that thing, and it all adds up to like £1,000 to build like a 1/8 scale model. That's basically like series 3 of one of them. I never actually finished it or anything. I just bought the first couple and was like, oh, these have been mint for like the garage. I used to have one of the fenders as well for the DeLorean, but I don't know where that's gone. It's not here, so I'm not sure where it's gone. That was like a model engine that used to be in this truck, which is currently sat there, which I think that's probably the most recent video I've done RC wise, is probably on that, I would have thought. So I did a build series on that last year, I believe, when it was like lockdown time. Motorbike, I think that's from Spain or something. Not that it's going to be anything rare. I mean, you can just pick up, I think it's 1/12 scale, to be honest. It's just a model motorbike, which I thought was cool. Just a bottle of Jaeger bomb, or Jägermeister, whatever you call it. That's the one, just a tiny bottle of that, which I mean, technically big for this scale, but you can get probably big bottles maybe. I don't know, it's just there. Cone, there's a dollar bill under there, just like as a mat for the bike, I suppose. random bolts and stuff. Got a helmet which technically has a face in it, but it's fine. And then there's other random bits really. I'm trying to get the camera in, but I haven't got a mic on it, so it's going to be squash trying to get it in. There we go. Then on the desk, I mean, you can see all the dust and stuff on it, but we leave that there for the whole aesthetics and stuff of it being like an abandoned Japanese style of work. Well, I say Japanese style, I don't know, it's just a general workshop sort of thing. Your traditional turbo keychain, you've got 2 of them. I think they're really cool, to be honest, for how cheap they are. I mean, full metal, and they work amazing for like RC scale stuff. Number plates, random plasticky stuff. Badges, phone, there's just a gun there from like an action figure, screwdriver, just loads of random stuff really, which just adds to like a whole that is about to fall off but has not somehow. But yeah, I mean, there's like sticker packs under there as well, which I haven't actually used on Earth, and they're like come with the work wheels, which are really cool, but I don't know what you'd put them on apart from the cars, I suppose. But all my RC cars have kind of been built for a while now. But yeah, and then something. Built that when I was on my electrical course, just like a random thing out of random cable. That was like 3 years ago, something like that. It's crazy, but still got it. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the garage in a whole. There's nothing too interesting apart from just looking at it and just enjoying the aesthetics, I suppose. A cool thing I do like is the lights that I've got. These are, I mean, I think to me they're like perfect setup for this style, and they look like obviously the strip lights that you'd have in a garage. But they are literally just car footwell lights. Like, you've probably seen them if you're into cars. Most people buy them, and you just stick them in your footwell and you have a remote to turn the lights on and off. That's literally what these are. So they run back and then go to the back and then just plug into the wall, and you can remotely turn them on and off. You can turn the different, change the colours, so you can have them flashing and all that different stuff. Obviously just white is suitable for the garage, but I've got 1 of them just on the outside as well. Bit wonky apparently, I didn't know that until we've got to this camera angle, but just so you can see them. But I mean, it's pretty cool, to be fair. I mean, it's very cheap to do, and it adds, I mean, a lot to the whole aesthetics of the whole thing. A quick look at, I guess, this car, because I don't think I've probably done a video on it, I'm not too sure. We'll roll it back though, and then we can have a look. Yeah, so just having a look at this car. There's not too much structure for this video, it's just kind of like a little showcase thing of the bits that I've still got. I mean, I've still got other RC cars, but they're all kind of similar. They've just got different shells on them, I suppose. But this one's one of my more favourite ones, I would say. I'll get the shell off. Obviously, this is the OG shell, which I'm on about. Which is, if you're interested in the shell, it's the Vitera V100. I think it. Well, I was gonna say I think it's a Nissan Silvia. It is a Nissan Silvia S15. I think it's got the C West body kit on, I'd like to say. Yeah, so with the shell off now, you can obviously see the important parts, I suppose, of the car, of what makes it go and all that sort of stuff. This is the HPI Sprint 2 chassis, I'd like to say. I think that's what this one is. Just trying to look at it to see what bits we've got on it, because I can't remember, because I haven't actually took the shell off until now for a couple of months. And then we've got like a carbon up brace, full metal kit, like in terms of the, I don't know what they're called, but like the hubs and the arms, which you can't really see unless I tilt the car, which I believe they have like an extra bit of steering lock as well. If that's an additional part there, I mean, it's the same colour as the other blue ionized stuff, obviously the same as the back as well. Carbon deck, top bit, bottom bit's plastic still. Suspension, I believe, still the stock suspension that comes with the car. I've got this just stuck to the front kind of dodgily, which is just like an intercooler, which doesn't connect to anything, but it's there. Some stickers on the front, because it's kind of like an idea that it's a bash bar, even though it's not, but thoughts there if there's no front bumper on the car. Then one of my more favourite bits is what's on the back. I'll spin it around, which is this really cool like diffuser, which is actually off I think it was a 1/10 scale Lamborghini Huracan that I bought. It wasn't like a hobby grade thing, it was just like a toy thing, which I think there is a video of that like way back when I did the RC stuff, and I just stole this off that and just stuck it onto this. Just literally zip tied onto like this section where the body posts are, and it just kind of sits there. But I think it looks really cool, and it works with a lot of the cars and a lot of shells that go on it, so it's quite a nice piece for not a lot of money really. I guess an interesting point to point out on the car is the electronics that it's running, which is the, I don't even know what they are, but it's the Vector 5900 brushless motor, then it's the Flux Vapor ESC as well, standard obviously, just yeah, receiver, and I don't know what the servo is on this one either. It's quite a good one actually. So I've not even looked at these parts for a while. I just remember it had decent bits on it. But yeah, I did buy this car with, I think this one came with these electronics, and then I've got another Vitara with similar electronics already in this, like to this one. So they're both very quick cars. This one's obviously self-drifting with the wheel setup, but I mean you just swap the wheels and it's good to go, quick I suppose. But I did try and do a rear-wheel drive conversion on this once while I take the front drive shafts out. It didn't really go very well because the lack of steering angle you get with these is pretty poor, so that's pretty much all you get, which isn't amazing. But speaking of steering angle, I've got another drift car. I mean, I've got quite a few RC cars, but I'm going to grab that one because that one's got like mint lock. I can't remember what electronics are in that, if there is even any still in it, but I'm going to go and grab it just so I can show you that, as we're on the topic of looking at my RC cars I suppose. Yeah, so just gone and grabbed the drifty one. There's no electronics in this one it seems, because I'll switch out what cars are running what electronics at what times. This shell's in the right state to be honest. I mean it probably looks decent-ish on camera, but the stickers and stuff are kind of not stuck on very well. It seems that if you don't store them very well, stickers kind of just peel off. But this is a project that I was trying to do a while ago. Just kind of gave up with it really. It's quite a lot of faff to be fair putting. Say that, it's only an RC car, it's probably, if I just put some effort in it probably would have got finished, but I kind of just gave up with it and then just never really finished it off. But it was just a Rocket Bunny GT86 as you can see. It looked relatively respectable, but it just never got complete I suppose. This side's good because I've got all the bolts in. The other side has not got all the bolts in, so it and is hanging off, which you can see like so. I think I just lost the bolts really. I think that's what went down there when I went back to finish it off. So then it kind of never got finished, which is kind of sad because it cost quite a lot to buy all this. But it's just one of them things really. But enough of the shell. The shell's slightly interesting I suppose. The thought was there, but not well executed. This is a drift chassis. I bought this a long time ago. Also did a video on this. I think most of these old cars I've got videos on in the past. I built this to do, I think the original intent was to do indoor drifting with it. It kind of never really happened because the track that I was going to go to got shut down, which was in Birmingham, and then I kind of just stopped doing RC cars as I started to learn to drive I suppose, and then kind of got into the whole, I never got into the real car stuff, I was always into that, but as I could do that I just kind of moved into spending money on that rather than these toy ones. But here we are. But yeah, this is kind of in a state now. It used to have electronics in it pretty recently. It used to have the ones that the car we've just looked at, and it was pretty quick, but it was just, I just couldn't set it up really. I don't know if it's because I was driving it outdoor on concrete, so it's kind of hard to drive, or if I'm just not very good at drifting the rear wheel drive ones because it's kind of a bit tricky. I mean, I've got a gyro in it which I bought. I think that was about £45 or £50 ish. But as you can see, you've got like a big boy lock with this one compared to like the other cars that we're just showing you, which is pretty impressive to be fair for a, I mean these in general doesn't seem to turn as much that way. Could just be me thinking that, but yeah, I mean that's that. There's not too much to say about that. I believe it's a Secura, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Secura D4 or something like that. They're about £100 for them chassis. It's nothing particularly too special on that aspect of things. Another quick one to show you, which I've got to handle, just roll that out of the way. And we'll just slide this one back in. Oh, God, that's quite heavy. Ta-da! Also very dusty. They don't get stored and looked at very often. I kind of just dump them somewhere and then come back to them every like 6 months or something, unless I'm using one, which I think I went to use one probably about 4 months ago. This one I've not really used for a long time, to be fair. This is another one of the Vitera V100s. I believe, I'm trying to think if this is the OG one. I think it might be actually, because it's got the front hard bumper and the rear hard bumper on, so that would suggest that it is. Just take the shell off. The shell I also did a video on a long time ago as well. I think I painted this one up and did a video of me painting it, I think. Looks like I've got a light kit in this one as well. I have. Yeah, so this is the really quick one. I don't know if I've ever actually done a video on this physical car, how it's built now, but it's very, very fast. Like I mentioned earlier, it has got very similar electronics. I think the ESC is the same, but the motor is a slightly different turn motor. The other one was like what is it? I've got a hand here. 5900. This one is, I can't see it because of the weird angle. I think that's 450 or something like that. But it's very quick, to be honest. I mean, it kind of destroys itself because it's obviously all plastic. I mean, I don't know how fast it goes, but I would like to say it's over 60 miles an hour easily. The electronics from this one, they also sell it in a buggy that does like, I'm sure it does like 70 miles an hour or something. So I bought them electronics and put them in this with the thought, oh, it'll go faster because it's lighter, which, I mean, it might do. I don't know, I've not compared it because I don't have the other car, but it's definitely very quick. I mean, quick enough for this car itself, for how big it is and the weight and everything like that, but it's still going strong. I mean, the back end is, that bit's hanging off. Obviously all plastic can be glued back together. It's got pretty big tyres on the back, but it does shred through tyres, which tyres on RC cars aren't too cheap, to be honest. I mean, in terms of real car tyres they are, but you still pay like, I've not looked at the market recently, but I'm sure they're like 20 quid or something for like a set of tyres. It's just a bit of a faff really, to be honest, for saying if you use it once or whatever and you go through a set of tyres, so yeah, I mean that's kind of that. Nothing else to really say on it. I've got like twin fan setups on the one on the OC, one on the motor to try and keep everything cool. Don't know if it needs that, but I just sort of overcompensate just so it didn't blow up. A pretty big battery, is what I meant to say there. 3S LiPo. I believe this is the only car that I run 3S LiPo with. I mean, I know you can get bigger LiPos than that, but I mean it's definitely plenty for this car in terms of power wise. The reason it's got tape on it because it fell out the car once when I crashed it and it slightly damaged the pack, which I know isn't recommended, but a bit of tape, it wasn't badly damaged, it was just kind of the shell was slightly broken, so I just taped it back and it seems to be alright, it's not blown up yet. Yeah, I got the adjustable suspension. I guess it's like coilover setup with the spin it up and down to adjust the height, to adjust the dampening. I guess you just change the oil that you put in the springs, like in terms of in the reservoir, to change the dampening of that, which I'm not really too bothered about, to be honest. It's a decent sort of setup, I would say. Still got the standard front wheels going strong with the same tyres on. These are the thinner ones. You do get thicker ones standard on the back, but they got shredded a while ago, so we have got these ones on, which still don't really have too much tread on either, which are off the Unicorn. These wheels are, can't remember the name of them, but they're pretty easy to get your hands on. But that's kind of that car in a nutshell. Nothing too extreme in terms of anything to look at, but I mean as a car itself it's pretty good. I might do a video on these in the future of them actually driving, because this one's pretty good to watch, like strap a GoPro to it and it'll sort of fly about and all that sort of thing. But the main sort of cars that I've got running, I mean, is this one. I've also got obviously the one that we saw earlier, which is this one as well, which is the one with the silver S15 shell. You can probably tell that I'm an S15 fan, which all started off from getting the silver S15 when I was like 12 or whatever, I was 12 or 13. No idea what it was, I was like, this is cool, and then obviously found out about the whole Japanese drifting thing, was like hooked since then. I think there's another, I've got this drift one as well, which I'll show you. You can grab it, it's just out of camera view. There's also this one as well, which I've got, which is, I think this is the other Vitera chassis. I'll take the shell off, but it's really nothing too interesting to look at. I think it's all just electronics, which when you go from brushless to like non-brushless, it's pretty slow, but there's that. Nothing too interesting. It's literally just the old standard Viterra electronics going strong. I mean, it's never broken or anything like that. I think this one actually is the OG car, because when I bought the second Viterra car, it came with different electronics which didn't work very well, which I took out. And these are definitely the stock ones. I remember I put the sticker on the top of the motor shell, so this will be the original drift car that I bought. I've just obviously took the front bumper off and the rear bumper and put it on the quick one. Not that it really matters or anything, but it just adds a bit of context really. But yeah, that's the original car, still got it, still kept it standard really, apart from the wheels, and took the bumper and rear bumper off. But yeah, it's nice to see that it's still there, I suppose. And then I'll just quickly show you the off-road one, as I seem to be doing a little sort of showcase of everything. I didn't mean to do this, but this is where we've gone, I suppose. Yep, so this is the truck which I've briefly shown, so I thought I might as well speak about this one as I spoke about the other cars. It is that's a HPR Crawler King shell. This one is obviously custom painted, loads of holes in, because I did used to use this one quite a lot. I mean, not the car but the shell. I'm actually a big fan of this one. It's kind of almost like a shelf queen, because I really enjoy the looks of it and don't want to ruin it, but then it's kind of been built to be used, so it's kind of like, what's the point type of thing. I believe it's a SCX2, whatever it's called. I can't remember all the names of things. I've not looked into the RC stuff for some time now, but I think it's the second gen of the SCX chassis that they did. Bought this without any electronics in it, which, I mean, I've done a whole build series on this one last year, I think it was, or it could have been 2 ago. Then got like the front motor mount with like a custom Mitsubishi top bit on, so it kind of adds to like the realism of that. Electronic wise motor, it's just pretty standard stuff. I think it's just like a Crawler King style motor, if not the Crawler King motor. Some random Crawler ESC off eBay, and I don't know what receiver's in it because it's in a waterproof case, but it's probably nothing too special, to be honest. But nothing too special on this car as such. Nothing is really custom made apart from like the side bits being chopped down. I think the battery relocation things, I don't think that actually is there, but it's kind of been squashed into there because there wasn't really anywhere else to put it. And these kits, I think they are made for this. I don't think I custom put that in. I can't even remember, to be honest, because it was a while ago. But yeah, as a car itself, it's not really that bad. Just haven't really drove it too much, but just thought I'd quickly go over that one as I was going around everything else. But overall, it's quite nice. It's a nice truck, looks cool. Just haven't really used it. Yeah, so anyway, that kind of summarises today's video. A bit of a random one really, just sort of recapping over the RC car stuff that I've got and still got, I suppose. As you can see, there's another car now, but it's just a different shell. I've got loads of different shells, so there's no point in me going over all them because we'll be here forever. But another nice example of one that I've got, which I'll just quickly go around rather than just going into loads of detail. But just a HPI PS13 shell, done in like a duck egg blue, but just on the same chassis that the S15 was on, so it sits super low, because that's how I've got that one set up, apart from the back. But I mean, it could go down if I just tweaked it, but the front sits pretty much perfect. But yeah, hopefully today's been slightly interesting, a little bit different again. The recent videos I've been doing have been a bit random, to be honest, with a lot of like gaming videos, mainly because I've not been doing anything like actual real life car related, so there's not been anything to film, so I've just been kind of not necessarily filling a gap, but kind of still filming stuff that I want to film, but not the specific stuff I want to film. Like if I could, I'd film drifting cars every day, but I can't do that because financially I can't. So here we are, filming random stuff until we get back to where we want to be, I suppose. But yeah, hopefully today was a nice, enjoyable video, something a bit fresh, a bit new. Maybe I'll do some videos on the RC cars again. Might do some drifting ones or just driving them about or something, maintenance maybe, or I don't know, there's plenty I can do with these or whatnot. So yeah, hopefully today was a good video, and until next time guys, catch you later.